Hi, my name is Mike Goldman. Welcome to On the Mic. Look, it's two classy dudes dressed up for your pleasure. Yes, today it's a fashionista style guru's guide to wearing suits and looking good. This is Mark Ferguson. He's a professional sportsman who's played in the NBL and came so close to playing in the NBA.
Player of the round. It's time now to head to steamy far north Queensland with the Crocodiles looking to exploit home swamp advantage.
Now he's a fashion guru. Look at him. It's Mark Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for him.
Thanks, Mike. Great to be here.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Looking good. Is this one of your numbers?
It is. Little Italian silk and wool number. And yourself, you're wearing Will Valor today.
Yes, I am. This is Will Valor, the name of the brand. Where does the brand come from? And I love this thing. What's going on here?
It's a little.
It's supposed to.
Well, it's cascading.
Like
it's cascading. Can I fix it? Let's fix it.
Is that supposed to be falling out like that?
There we go.
I'm a bit droopy.
There we go. Perfect.
Oh, that's nice. What is that made out of?
That is
some sort of flower?
That is Japanese silk. So they're handmade. It's a 1,300-year-old way of making silk, and so we've made some pocket hanks out of that. And
pocket hanks.
Pocket
Nice.
hanks.
Is pocket hanks? Is that a big seller for you?
It's a good seller. It's a great accessory for the guy who wants something a little bit different.
That's me down to a T.
Yeah.
So let's talk through your incredible career, playing basketball, of course,
Yep.
and how you came to be working in fashion, making suits for all these celebrities and lawyers all over Australia, people all over the world, sports stars. How did that all come about?
Being 6'5" and thin after basketball, I played with the Townsville Crocs until 2004, April 2004.
What happened to the Townsville Crocs? Why did they get closed down?
Money. Let's just say
Didn't win.
administration difficulties. So the NBL was well supported in Townsville. It just didn't quite work out for them. But
how good is Townsville, though? It's such an incredible place. Sorry, Mr. Big, will you stop? Excuse me, this is ridiculous. Can you just talk for a minute?
Yeah, no problem.
Come here.
And the dog seems to be chewing the cords.
He's
so.
chewing all the power cords.
That's
This is Mr. Big, and he's worn a bow tie today just for this fashion episode. Look,
Thank you,
just
Mr.
get up
Big.
there on the
Thank
desk
you.
and
Yeah,
don't
perfect.
chew any of the cords,
Hello.
will you?
Yeah, chew that.
So the Townsville Crocs, administration difficulties, but
Yeah.
you were, you were playing brilliantly with them, and you guys were on fire.
Yeah, 98 through to 04 I played, and decided to retire at the ripe old age of 25. Back in the day, basketball wasn't paying a lot, so $15,000 was the minimum wage then. And I had a serious girlfriend who's now my wife, and I thought to myself, I've got to grow up and get a real job. So I actually went into real estate, of all things, and I couldn't find any corporate clothes to fit me. So long sleeve shirts were too short, and also pants were too short. So I took a tour of basketball players over to Hong Kong and China. So some of the NBA stars now, like Aaron Baines, who plays for the Phoenix Suns, he was my roomie. And we got some tailor-made shirts made in Hong Kong. So that was September 04. And then March 05, I started a business. So we've been doing it for 15 years now.
So do you just go, look at all these real estate agents. Their suits are crap. They're all from Roger David or at Lowe's. So you've just gone, let's step it up a little bit. And you probably noticed you were selling better when you had better suits on.
Well, that's it. I mean, I couldn't fit anything, so it was really about comfort and also style. So I thought there's got to be other people like me. I really had no idea what I was doing. I had a guy by the name of John Lyons up in Townsville who took me underneath his wing and taught me sort of all things business. And then within a year, I was down in Brisbane selling, and because you don't sell too many suits in Townsville, it's pretty hot up there.
Yeah, unless you're doing like the shorts and short sleeve suits.
Well, safari suits.
Yeah, safari suits.
Yeah, I've sold
Are
one or
safari
two.
suits happening up there?
Well, sometimes it's. I've sold one or two, but
That's
it's all just for.
That's more a novelty Oppo
it's a
suits
novelty.
thing.
But
Stop biting me.
but when it comes to building the brand, so it took a couple of years to come down to Brisbane, but then I wanted to build it so we went nationally. And I ended up going through living in Townsville, travelling to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and doing all that through 2007 and 2008. And so I had a couple of agents around, and then from there went to Brisbane. Lived in Brisbane from I think 2010 late
So did you think to
2009.
yourself, like, Brisbane's got a style problem? Brisbane's got a style problem. You need to sort it out. You open the store. How are we going? How's Brisbane looking as a trend-setting capital?
Well, Queensland was still very relaxed, and I was one of the first, if not the first, in Australia to do this type of business model. So when I came to Brisbane, there was no one else really doing it. So what I found is that Brisbane people enjoyed their suits more, but also had more money to actually spend. And so, it was a great transition.
What do you mean? So we're richer in Brisbane, are we?
Well,
Or just all the lawyer crowd, you got into them?
More
did you?
willing to spend money.
Yeah, to look good. Well, I was outside your shop the other day, and there was a guy, I can't remember his name, who is a local lawyer, and he said he's bought a few suits off you over the years, and he had one on that was like 10 years old. He says his favourite suit, he just keeps wearing it.
Yep.
Why are some suits able to go for 10 years and some, from
Well-
Zara, I guess, only last a few weeks?
Well, it's all about the construction. Well, mostly the fabric and then followed by the construction. So if you get a good wool, see, we produce the best wool in the world here in Australia, but we get it produced or milled over in Italy, and then it comes back to us. So some of the best fabric mills are out of Italy, which we hold, which is Zegna, Loro Piana.
Why is it better to get fabric milled in Italy? Like, what do they do that's so special?
They have the know-how and they have the mills. We don't have the mills here. There's one wool producer that's out of Adelaide. I actually read a story the other day about bringing the production back to Australia. So
We need to do that in all industries at the moment, don't we?
I would love that. I'd love to be part of that as well. So hopefully, let's talk to the Queensland government and get some grants out there.
Well, you're bringing out some cool stuff. You got your own shirts now. I bought a pair of your shoes the other day, which
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And you're in the W Hotel, the new building in
Yeah.
Brisbane. How hard was it for you when COVID hit?
It was massively hard. I started taking notice of COVID because of the supply chains in early January or mid-January. And then by about mid-March, I knew it was going to be... We had the fires too in January and February. And when people have other things on their mind, they're not looking to go purchase suits.
Fires, floods, all the horrible things that were going on.
all the
Everyone
stuff
wants to
that was
save their
going
money.
on. So they didn't have the headspace for
Yeah.
it. So then by mid-March, it got to a stage where I was like, I'm in real trouble here. So I actually let my guys go. So I have a manager and also an in-house tailor. And I said to him, listen, I don't think I can last 6 months without.
Even with the JobKeeper, JobSaver.
Well, this was
and
prior
all
to JobKeeper.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, we need to consolidate all our wages into the business so we can actually survive. And part of my strategy was actually to get different jobs outside because it fell off the face of the earth mid-March. Then I went and got a job at IGA.
You went to IGA?
I went to IGA.
What were you doing there?
I did
Marketing, advertising?
online orders.
Online orders?
Yeah.
Man, you know what? all my work died off as well, and I kind of kept this secret. I was doing Joe Exotic impersonations and birthday messages for people
Love
in the
it.
US and getting paid anywhere from $20 to $200
Yeah.
per message. And that got me through that lull of when nothing was happening.
Yep.
So many people have got crazy stories. Like my mate, Matt Hollywood, the magician, like his theatre had pretty much closed down straight away when all of this had happened. So his income out the door. Most of the money that he would make being, one of the world's best magicians is, corporate events where he charges anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 depending on all of the gear that he'd have there and all the assistants. And that was all gone. So he ended up painting houses.
Oh, right.
And so what's come from that is he actually owns a painting business now, which is actually going quite well.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Diversification. I actually really enjoyed it because it gave me a break from business. So 15 years in the business, every day I worked, like many people out there who own their own business and yourself work 24/7. So I actually did that from 5 p.m. to midnight most nights. And I actually listened to, I was learning about trading shares at the time. So I listened to the Warren Buffett Way while I was
Is that
stacking
his podcast
shelves.
or something? Or is
It
that
was just a book. It was an audio book.
Yeah, right.
And so I listened to that. A couple of times and sort of went from there. And I was refreshed.
What did you learn from that book?
Invest for the long term is the basic
Everyone wants a quick hit.
message. So
Everyone wants a casino out of the stock market, don't
well,
they?
that's it. There's
Roll them dice.
There's a lot of day traders these days, and what people don't realise is you pay 50% tax on anything you make a profit on under 12 months. So anyway, I'm giving advice on stocks now.
Yeah, why not? We give advice on anything.
That's it.
Bitcoin. What do you think of Bitcoin? Invest? Sell? I've got some Bitcoin. I lent some money to a friend. He goes, "Can I pay you back in Bitcoin?" I'm like, "What the fuck am I going to do with Bitcoin?
You can
I don't
actually
know
buy
anything about
things.
Bitcoin."
Yeah. I've got a partner, one of my clients is a partner at Deloitte, loves Bitcoin and loves digital currency. He's like, get into Ripple. So there you go. There's a tip.
Ripple. Okay,
Ripple.
cool.
Ripple
I've heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think is
Yeah.
one, and there's a Ripple as well. It's probably been around forever. I wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't even know.
But from IGA, I actually asked another client of mine. I actually called him and said, "Hey, you don't have a job, do you?" And he called back a few days later and said, "I've got this job doing logistics for Shell. They build custom software for Shell QGC. Is doing logistics for their travel management platform.
The petro company, Shell.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then from there, I worked out he wants to build a creative agency, and a custom software business. So I'm helping him build that out at the same time I'm doing Will Valla now.
What? So you've gone from IGA ringing around, needing to do a bit of work, to now creating software for a marketing company division of Shell. Is that right?
Well, not a marketing company of Shell. It's its own company, but they have a platform that's within Shell. They also have a platform which is in Rio Tinto.
And this is something you're going to keep running with now?
I think I am. I think I can do both. So what I realised is over the 15 years, I've got a vast network of people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leverage my network and build it out. And what a lot of people don't realise is that once upon a time, when I played college in the States, I did computer science over there. So, and I did information technology back at uni here. So I built our Will Valla online ordering platform that handles...
Like with the actual code, getting in there and typing all that stuff.
Not the code so much, but I have designers and developers to do that. But I understand it enough to know what's possible and what's not possible. And so it manages our global supply chains. And so I said, well, let me help you build this out.
So none of this would have happened unless it was COVID-19. So thank you, COVID-19, for making him be the computer guru that he didn't realise he was, and me for being Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Stop licking your privates, please.
Yeah.
We're on TV right now. I don't know if having the dog on the show is a good thing. But,
well,
but
whatever works.
But he wore a bow tie. Look at the little bow tie. Show me the little bit. Anyway, mate, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people out there that had to do what they had to do just to make those bucks. But I tell you what, it's going to be really interesting in the next 6 months when all that JobKeeper stuff stops and people are looking around for what they're going to do, or if people actually spend their money, or if they're just going to hold on to it.
So we were 70% down in March, and then 80% in April, or a bit over 80%, and 70% in May. And this past month, so June, was about 50%. So we're on the slow build. So hopefully next month's 35%, and then we can, lucky for JobKeeper. Otherwise, my guys wouldn't be on. So JobKeeper came on 5 days after I let them go, and so I got them back on. They've been working part-time, and I think with any sort of business, it's real important to keep momentum. Yeah, totally. And so we've been able to do that and launch a couple of new products. We're going to launch our Italian tailor. It's actually the week Italy shut down or locked down is the week we were going to launch our Italian tailor out of Naples. Oh, okay. So your own dude over there that cuts everything for you and makes the suit. That's it. So
is this one of his?
This is not one of his. This is one of my tailors out of Hong Kong.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we have a couple of different tailoring groups, one in Hong Kong, one in Naples in Italy, and then also in Australia. I've got a couple in Australia.
Tell us about the Afghani guy that you've got making suits for you.
Yeah, Abdul hardly speaks any English, but he understands the language of clothing. So it's a universal language. And
how'd you come across him?
There was an old tailor called Bob Shredder, and I was friends with these guys, and Bob retired, and Abdul was his tailor. And so I said to Bob and Denise, I said, listen, I will buy you machines and And they said, well, Abdul's available. I said, well, let's get Abdul then as well. So all of a sudden I had a tailor and machines, and we had our own in-house tailor. And actually during COVID, he produced a jacket for me. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, wow.
So Abdul's a great guy. We're keeping him busy. I think he's single. So ladies, if you're interested in a gentleman, then and want to learn a different culture, or if you're Afghani yourself,
I had Afghani food last night
Lovely.
in Brunswick Street.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I'm going there Friday. I'm going to somewhere in Manuka.
Have you been to? Don't chew that. Have you been to Afghanistan?
No.
I have.
Really?
Yeah, I went over to Afghanistan and Iraq to entertain the troops.
Right.
I went over with Doc Neeson, Gary Bradbury, stand-up comedian, and a whole heap of other musicians, and we just did shows for the Aussie and American troops that were over there doing their thing.
Right.
And that was a real eye-opener.
Yeah.
Not because it was a war zone, because I was waking up next to Doc Neeson in his underpants every day. It was just, that was weird, man. He was such a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah,
and he's not around anymore. But it's such an incredible experience to see. Australians who are over there, doing what the government sent them to do. Saving our freedom and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he was
some not thinking they should be there, some thinking they should be there, but they just do it because they do, and we're just there to say, hey, we're not taking a side in this whole war thing. We're just here to say we support you. And
well, there was genocide happening with Abdul, so that's a guy that you may know the name of, Ben Robert Smith, is a client. He walked in, saw Abdul, and he goes, "You're this ethnicity," and there was genocide happening to his, because originally his past relatives were all from the Mongols. So and that was Ben Robert Smith said, "You're this." And he goes, "Yep," and that's why the
part
reason.
Mongolian, part Afghani.
And then he's like, Abdul's the reason why Australia went over there.
Right. Yeah. To save them. And all the horrible thing that's going on over there.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at right now, but I don't know how much longer the war is going to go on there for in so many different ways. There's so many different religions over there. And
it's too complex, Middle East.
We can't get into that. We're to talk about fashion and basketball and dogs. Small, little, manly dogs. That's all we know here. We won't go down the war path. But, it is a war against this friggin' virus at the moment. The rest of the world's going up. Melbourne, all of a sudden, is blocked off to the world.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with Victoria?
Well, I was about to go down there. I was about to book my flights. I think it was last week, to go down to see some of my clients mid-July, just to go take care of them. And, no, that's put on hold. And, I won't be going anywhere, My manager's Egyptian, and he's trying to get back home to do some family stuff, and he can't leave Australia, so because he's not allowed.
I was supposed to get married in Greece. I'm stuck here.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
Yeah.
I like Brisbane. Brisbane's a cool place. Brisbane is coming along in a big way. Like some of the stuff that is being built here at the moment, the Cross River Rail, the new casino, all these new bridges.
Yeah.
I don't know if people in Sydney and Melbourne really give a shit. But we do here, and we're amazed by it.
We've got amazing lifestyle here, and that's what I think once Sydney-siders and the Melburnians come up here, they understand great weather. And you know what? We've got some really good restaurants here and great lifestyle. So, and the beaches are an hour away. What's not to like about it?
What would you say is the best restaurant in Brisbane?
I've got a tendency to say Black Hyde. I love a good steak.
Oh, you're just plugging the Gambaros because they're your friends.
Well,
Frankie
it is
Johnny.
Strategic, but the boys
Do you do contra deal? Do you just give them suits for steaks?
No,
Is that how it works?
No. We look after each other.
Do you dress all the staff?
Not yet, but I'm about to launch.
Come on, Johnny, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Stop letting your staff wear jeans and t-shirt to work. I've got to wear proper suits. Sort it out, man.
We're about to launch our corporate uniform division as well. So that's been in the pipeline for the last I'd say 6 months. But
there'd be a lot of money in that, wouldn't there? Like, if you're dressing like an airline or something like that, and you got to make 10,000 outfits.
That's it. So we're the way or the approach we take. It's more style orientated. It's not just about cost. Yes, it's got to be cost effective, but it's got to be stylish as well. And that's one thing lacking in corporate uniforms. So, so that's one of the next things. Also, like restaurant wise, I like Moda. up at the barracks there. Yeah, 2 French guys, lovely blokes.
Maybe I want to try that.
Like Spaghetti House, Claire Parvis, if you know Claire.
Yeah,
she's
a
lovely.
girl. Yeah.
I'm sure there's other people I'm sort of forgetting right now.
Macca's pretty good.
Yeah,
Bit of
Macca's
Dirty
is-
Bird.
That's right.
KFC, why not?
That's it.
Hey,
Zembarro's.
Let's Barrows, of course. Hey, let's talk about the Brisbane fashion scene. Like, what's going wrong in this town? How can we get your average bogan to stop wearing tracksuit pants and thongs into the city? Can we make it a law that they have to actually wear nice clothes if they're going to come to the city? Because we've got tourists and people are taking photos.
Well, maybe it should be like the
Should be a fine or something.
It should be
at
like the
least.
no smoking law in the mall. It's like as soon as you get into the mall, it's the no plugger rule.
No plugger. No, I mean, because Peter Beattie years ago made us the smart state, and that paid off because now we're creating the vaccine for the COVID virus, and he's done so many amazing things for the state. Someone needs to step up and go, we're going to be the stylish state. How can we make that happen?
We actually bat well above our average when it comes to that. We've got probably 5 or 6 really good menswear companies, in Brisbane. Then the women's side, we've got some great designers here. Yes, it's a little bit more skewed towards the Queensland climate, which hampers sales, globally, I suppose, and even down south. But and also wedding designers. We have amazing wedding bridal designers here. Dub, George Wu, Wendy Macon, you name it. There's a good 10 wedding designers here in Brisbane that are globally recognised, really. Jack Sully. So we do really well.
What the hell am I going to get married? Like, I don't think I'll be able to go to Greece by the end of the year.
No, you probably won't.
Or early next year. I don't know if the borders are going to be open. I think I just have to change it all to Stradbroke Island. Maybe have, a Greek wedding in Straddy.
Well, you can do a private plane, can't you?
Hire a plane.
Yeah. Talk to, some of the people you know. I won't mention any names.
How much would that cost?
That's it.
That'd be ridiculous.
I've got a private plane supplier.
Alliance Airlines, they do.
They do.
They've come out of nowhere.
I know Scott.
Since Virgin's gone broke, all of a sudden Alliance have stepped up.
Well,
and I reckon they've probably got a bit of money from the Queensland government as well.
Well, they're doing all
Queensland
the
business.
fly in, fly out for the mine workers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Who's Scotty? Is he the dude that owns it or
Yep.
something? Right.
He's the CEO.
We'll put him in little suits as well.
Yeah, we'll put him in suits.
Yes.
Scott, let's do it. So,
Come on, Scotty.
that's
Actually,
right.
he's been around for a while, hasn't he, Alliance? Didn't they used to do the fly the troops overseas as well?
I'm unsure about that.
Maybe it was another airline. I'm so confused. Look, I'm going to let you run around, but don't chew any of the power cords. Thank you very much. Who do you think is the most stylish and fashionable man in the world? Who would you say? Is it someone like George Clooney or Brad Pitt, or is it someone else who's just a fashion guru that works?
Ryan
Gianni
Gosling.
Versace isn't alive, but maybe
Ryan Gosling
Ryan Gosling.
is a stylish dude. I mean, he has stylists, obviously, that do it for him. But him, George Clooney's classic. I like guys that have a little bit of funk about them. There's a heap of rappers that just love getting all dressed up in the high tops.
Getting the bling happening.
Bling happening. There's another guy, actually, I played basketball with by the name of Justin O'Shea. Townsville, actually, Mount Isa boy, and made it big with his SSS Corp label. So doing Paris Fashion Week, all that sort of thing. So it's there's a couple of dudes like that. I mean, Ryan Gosling's probably, I see him, I go, he's always got it going on.
So if you're a young guy or someone who works in the business world right now and you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, how can I step up my game in a fashion sense? Obviously, the first thing you do is you go and see Mark Ferguson at Will Valor. But what websites do they go to? Or is there anyone that they should follow? And I mean, maybe you've got stuff of your own and your own Instagram that you want to plug.
Yeah.
But where do you go when you're looking at the latest trends and what you should wear?
Well, GQ is the first port of call, and then you've got Men's Style. But Instagram, just look up Stylish Gentleman, and you'll see all the
And
tags.
there's a big photo of me right there. Hi. Yeah,
And
right.
so you've got all that. So Instagram these days, and the good thing about Instagram and all these platforms, it's really educated the guys about what is a quality suit or a quality shoe or what are the styles that they should be wearing. What I'd say to the guys is don't think too much about trends. Think classic, but then add your own quirk or your own personal style to it, whether it be a different coloured pocket handkerchief or funky socks or, style of shoe, a different tie. But look at the colours. Don't look at the trends so much. Look at the colours that best suit you.
And make sure that the colours actually match and work with what you're wearing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So if you're a lawyer, don't go too funky. Don't go in a coral jacket to work if your clients are conservative. So when it comes to your personal brand, if you're really looking to step it up, maybe wear a pocket handkerchief. That always adds an element. Wear a three-piece to stand out.
You've always been a three-piece man, haven't you? What made you decide to go the three pieces?
I think it was a way to differentiate myself from other people. So I love a three-piece. I'm tall. I'm 6'5". I can really carry off a three-piece well. It adds, I'm quite thin, so it adds another layer of bulk to me.
Looks like you got a bit more fat on you.
Yes. I'm a thoroughbred. So, mate. So I love a three-piece, but I'll actually be, my style is evolving, so I'm going more into your chino and sports jacket. It's going a lot more casual. And you mentioned earlier about us going in the shoes and that sort of thing. And part of the reason is because work style is a lot more casual now. So we're doing custom-made jeans, we're doing sneakers, we're doing high tops, we're doing polo shirts, and a lot of sports jackets. We actually don't sell that many suits to corporates anymore. Yeah.
So you do a lot more like polo shirts and sports jackets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So and the custom-made jeans, people are getting into the funky jeans as well, where the rips and different inner lining. And all that sort of stuff.
Do they come to see you and say, "I want a little rip here on the knee," or "I want," and you do that too? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Do all that sort of stuff. We can actually do pretty much anything in the jeans.
Who does the ripping? Do you just get a knife out and do it, or is it some sort of Italian
It's done
dude
professionally.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So we get those made in Hong Kong. We can get jeans made in Italy as well, but you're looking at $1,000. So, it's
$1,000 for a pair of jeans, but they're going to last you 10 years. And if you're a kind of person who wears jeans every day, then you need to just step up and buy some expensive jeans.
That's exactly it. It's your uniform.
Exactly. Well, it is my uniform at the moment is obviously the suit jacket, and I'm hosting the Big Bro Show on Channel 7 at the moment. So you've dressed me for that, which is nice. I'm wearing a lot of the vest thing, like you said, just trying to be a little bit different and set myself aside from everyone else. But what's good about just having to dress the top half and not worry about the whole Zoom thing. About your pants. Right. I guess a lot of people...
The hairy legs look real good.
You're probably selling a lot more of the top half now than all of this other stuff, I guess.
Well,
suit jackets
we are. It's a lot more the sports jackets. It's definitely a lot more the sports jackets, but it's unstructured jackets as well. That's one of the things I love. Lightweight, easy to wear. That's what Queensland wants as well. You want something that you can wear all year round, go out to restaurants, wear it for work, wear it to weddings. It's a beautiful thing. And with you, what we wanted to do is just sort of change you from being bright and loud jackets to being just that little bit more sophisticated. So open neck instead of the tie and the waistcoat.
I used to make some massive fashion mistakes over the years, and I'm sure if I told you this before I asked you to dress me, you would have said no. Back in the early 2000s, I was hosting a show on Big Brother called Friday Night Live. I'm going to show some photos right now.
Perfect.
When you get your first TV show, you get really excited, and because millions of people are watching, you start getting some free clothes. And I thought, cool, I'm going to get some free clothes. I got some surf shirts. Fair enough, free surf shirts. Then all of a sudden, I started getting these T-shirts that were called Ed Hardy.
Oh yes,
and I'd never heard of it. And I thought, these look a little bit different. I may as well try these on, see what they look like. And I looked at the price tag. They were like $300, $500, $600, $1,000 for a freaking T-shirt.
Yep.
And being a bogan, I just thought, wow, I got $1,000 T-shirt. I'm going to wear this shit. And years later, I regret it. Is there anything that we should look out for like that in this current climate?
Are you asking the question how not to be a bogan? Or
have you made any fashion mistakes yourself over the years?
100%. I was a basketballer. So basketballers aren't known, well, you look at the NBA and you go, they're well-dressed men, but they've had stylists dress them. So basketballers generally like to be in baggy shorts, singlets and basketball shoes 6 hours a day. So they don't have time to be stylish. So all through that era, I made many faux pas, and my wife reminds me of it constantly.
Showing you old photos like, remember you used to wear this?
That's exactly it. I've actually got, when I do conference talks about personal presentation and personal style, and one of the photos I have is about a shirt I wore to my Year 10 formal. And it is particularly ugly.
Oh.
It actually looks like someone's vomited on me. And I was 15 at the time. I was a basketballer. I didn't own any shirts. I borrowed my father's shirt. It was horrible. And from that, it just gets a really good laugh. So there's, I'm sure no one's born stylish. It's
something you've got to learn, isn't it? I've always had
evolution.
good people around me. I was like, does this look ridiculous? And they're like, yeah, that looks absolutely ridiculous.
Perfect.
Put something normal on. Who do you reckon is the trendiest dude in the NBA?
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. Okay.
Yeah. So he
What does
plays
he wear
for
normally?
Houston. He just does all sorts of funky stuff. So a lot of shorts, short suits, real out there stuff. Russell, LeBron is a stylish dude.
I mean, these guys have got hundreds of millions of dollars to throw around for buying clothes.
Yeah. And they all buy their teammates' clothes as well. So, they, the guys know how to dress well because they've got good people dressing them.
What's going to happen with the NBA this year? Are they still playing, or is it just cancelled for the rest of the year?
30th or 24th of July, I think the opening day is. I was reading an article today. 3 months, it's going to be in lockdown, and Steve Smith, one of the commentators, says, "How are the guys who are accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle going to be able to be without their wife or their partner for 3 months?"
And they're two different things.
That's it. So how are they going to go? You would not be able to see anyone. So there'll probably be a lot of fights in the NBA. There's going to be frustration. It's going to be a very interesting time.
Well, on a lower level here, we've got all of these sports stars in the AFL and the NRL who are trying to stay in lockdown and trying not to go to parties where there are lots of girls, but they just love Instagramming, don't they?
Yeah, just stay off
Instagram, it gets those footy heads every time.
Just, back in the day, we, everyone went out after a game and that sort of thing, but we didn't have Instagram. So, just do it quietly.
You could get away with things.
Do it quietly, people.
That's the problem, I mean, it's so many things in the world today. Everything's getting filmed. That's why people think racism is getting worse. And Will Smith actually said it really well. He said racism isn't getting worse, it's just being filmed.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening. And more people are attuned to what's happening. I think that's where it's at.
Nice. What else do we need to talk about? We've covered lots of stuff, haven't we?
We have. What about your journey?
My journey.
Let's talk about your journey.
Oh, actually, you know what I want to talk about? Let's talk about all the people that you dress. Like, what did you do for Paul Stanley from Kiss?
So Paul walked into we had a shop in Park Road in Milton at this stage. I got a call from this guy. He goes, "Listen, I've got a VIP. I need you to look after him. Can you do it?" I'm like, "Sure." I said, "Who is it?" He goes, "It's Paul Stanley from Kiss." And I was like, "Right. What does he need?" He goes, "He needs an alteration." So Paul rocks up with his entourage. So these two rock photographers that are world renowned. And all his entourage, he walks in his zebra-skinned studded boots. And we pinned him up and altered his suit. And while we're there, I said, "Paul, I'd love to make you a jacket. Do you mind if I measure you up?" He's like, "Sure." So measured him up, didn't pick any fabrics. I said, "Leave it with me. I'm going to design something for you and I'll send it to you." So, got his details. So I designed this jacket. It was this deep purple number that suits his complexion because he's got black hair, dark eyes, and sort of fair complexion. And so sent that over. He did a whole photo shoot for that one jacket. Sent it back. "Thanks very much, Mark. Love it." So that's when the relationship started.
He sent it back.
Oh, you sent photos back?
So he kept the jacket.
Yeah, he kept the jacket. So he kept the jacket, love it. And then what happened? He came out again the next tour. It's actually a funny story. I was meeting with a client. I said, "What are you up to?" He goes, "I'm going to Kiss tonight." I said, Kiss. So I emailed Paul. I said, I hear you in town. I was doing work, as many small business owners know. You work late. So it was 12 o'clock. It was midnight. I was tapping away. Phone call. I was like, that's weird. Who's ringing me at midnight? So got the phone call. I was like, hello? He's like, Mark, it's Paul. I'm like, hey, Paul, how you doing? And then he's like, what are you doing tomorrow at 1:30? Can we meet? I'm like, yeah, we can meet. So me and him, we sat in his hotel room. So the entourage took me up and they're like, no, we're good. So just him and I chilled out for an hour and a half talking design. He has one of the best eyes, and probably one of the best eyes I've ever been associated with. He's an artist of the truest sense of the word.
Yeah, wow.
So him and I just spoke about aesthetics and art and colour and everything you can think of for an hour and a half, and it was really cool. And since then, I went over for a mate's wedding, a college mate's wedding in Vegas. Stopped in LA. I said, Paul, I'm coming over. So I took a mate along. As a big Kiss fan. So I said, Paul, we're going to drop in. And he goes, yep. So we went to his house, dropped in, hung out for about an hour and a half. He showed us around his paintings. He does these amazing portraits. And my friend Paul got to meet Paul and get a photo with him and all that sort of stuff. And we designed some more clothing with him. And so him and I, every sort of year or two, we design stuff together and we send it off, and he's happy.
He could have his own range of suits. Like the older generation of people, like I know my wife's dad, my father-in-law, he loves Kiss. If he knew Paul Stanley had his own range of suits, he would buy a Paul Stanley suit, I reckon.
Well, the Kiss Army, they're huge.
They would love it. Imagine that'd be the ultimate accessory, a Paul Stanley suit.
So when I was there, he just got the newest Puma range. So he was designing a range for Puma.
Oh, right. I didn't even know that he did that.
A shoe range. And he had the prototype there. So we checked that out.
What did it look like? Did it come out?
Yeah, come out, sold out straight away.
That's the thing with kicks nowadays. Like they just do a short run.
Yep.
Next thing you know, those shoes are worth thousands.
Yep, that's
Ridiculous.
exactly
That's
it.
probably going to happen with the Will Vella shoes. They're pretty good.
Don't worry, I'm not allowed to say yet, but I'm working on something that's going to be along those lines. So with one of my celebrities.
Okay.
So you've
Osher Guunsberg shoe.
A little bit more global than that.
You dressed Osher as well, from Paul Stanley to Osher. Those wacky jackets in The Masked Singer. Are you doing his stuff again?
Yeah, doing this year. So they'll start filming in the next sort of couple of weeks. Osher's a great guy to deal with, but I deal with a lot of his stylist Mel. She's amazing, and it's really good to work with people who know what they're doing. And so we just work together and put these outfits together. And my job is just to make sure, one, that I consult a little bit on colour and pattern and all that sort of stuff, and make sure it works with the green screens and the lighting. But then from there, I just, make sure that it fits perfectly.
Osher's a dude. I remember when I was a DJ at Triple M in the 90s here in Brisbane, I had a radio show called The Rubber Room with Jamie Meldrum.
Yeah.
And we used to just do wacky shit on air all the time. He was on B105, which is now Hit 105, doing the night show. And after the show, we'd go and play in our bands. I had a band called Polish, and he had a band called Feebles Junkie, where he played the bass and the theremin. He was amazing. He's a really good musician. And they had an album called Disco Ball, which I think it was called, and I bought it and I played it to death. But he should get his band back together and do some more music. But he's a good dude.
Good dude, talented guy. Obviously, if you've heard his podcast, he talks on a range of different issues and subjects. So,
have you been on his show yet? When are you going on his show?
No. Well, that's it.
Maybe this is your audition.
Yeah, that's it.
This goes to the lower level podcast, the D grade celebrity podcast. Then you get to the A grade with Osha.
That's it. We've got to talk more serious, I think.
Yes. Okay. Maybe not have the dog running around biting stuff, but he'd have producers and people pushing. It's just me. Yeah. I'm pushing the buttons myself here. But
you're doing well, by the way. Good finger work.
Trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Well, it's from years of being a DJ. I got this little thing here, this Roland thing. Thank you to the guys at BSG that I'm pushing the buttons. Yeah. It's like I'm playing the piano while I'm talking to you.
That's it.
It's good, man. What about other celebrities that you might have dressed for in the past? I mean, we've got Kiss.
Yeah.
Obviously, a few TV hosts, a few news presenters that you look after as well.
Yeah. Noel Rogers. the Grammy Award-winning Noel
wow.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so he's a cool dude. So when he came out with Chic, so I ended up dressing him a couple of times.
What was he like?
He wore, great guy. Funky. Man, that guy is funky.
What do you mean by funky? Just the way he talks.
He's just so funky.
Yeah.
Like if Chic, and if you heard the tunes that he plays in the bass, it is.
What was his biggest hit?
I want to say Freak Out, but is that the right one?
That's Chic La Freak.
Yeah.
Freak Out.
Freak Out.
La Freak.
That's it.
Says Chic.
That's
Freak
it.
Out.
That's it. And he worked with Pharrell on his album. Like Diana Ross, Madonna, In Excess. He's produced over $2 billion worth of music.
Wow.
So
cool.
he was a cool dude. So he wore our suit to the Grammys. And then Carl Cox, DJ.
Carl Cox is living down in Melbourne now.
That's right.
So he's just passing through Brisbane and go, hey, man, like your suits. He's a big boy too.
Yeah, no.
You need extra material for him.
Mate, great guy, loves life. So, yeah, we're doing quite a few things with Carl. He's got some of the high tops as well. Loves those.
Yeah.
We actually made, so Carl Cox has his CC logo.
Yeah.
So we did that and we mirrored it and put it on a whole jacket. Come up real well for his red carpet events and all that sort of thing. So Carl Cox has been a client for probably about 5 years now, a regular client. Manu, Miguel.
Manu, I believe I'm doing a show with Manu very soon on Channel 7, yes.
Ooh. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's top secret.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
That's it.
That's coming soon.
Manu's a great guy. Really easy to work with.
Great guy. I'll tell you about Manu.
Let's do it.
I went to his. I know he's a good guy. I went to his restaurant. I think was it called La Trois or something like that. It was in Paddington in Sydney, and I was sitting there with this gorgeous girl. I was on a date. Got up to go to the bathroom. Came back. He's sitting there having a champagne.
Macking.
He was just minding a seat, and he gave me a champagne, which I thought was really nice of him, and the bill for the champagne. I thought, you're going to give us a champagne. It looks like it's free, and you're going to chat up my chick for a while. No, but he's a good guy, and his career's gone leaps and bounds since he was at Channel 10. Looking forward to working with him very soon.
Yeah, well, that's it. So MKR done amazing things for him. That's where we dressed him. Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen as well. So for House Rules, so did not this season just now, but the season before.
Is that the guy with the dark hair, with the mustache,
British
who wears
guy.
the big long jackets and I say, I don't like the walls in this house.
Yeah. Obviously got a great eye. I love working with those sort of people. I love working with people at the top of their game in the creative space as well, because it's easy to talk to on a number of different levels, and they just trust, and I don't need to explain everything. So
if there was anyone that you could dress, any celebrity in the world, besides yours truly, who would it be?
Great question. And I would like to dress Ryan Gosling. I think that would be cool. But also I want to dress people of merit, the chess masters, the people who win Nobel Prizes, like those, all different walks of life, because I've got something to learn from every one of them. That's the good thing about my job and my business is I meet so many people that are so good at what they do, and they give me the time of day, and we create a great relationship. So I'm very grateful for that experience.
Nice one. Look at you go. You've gone from a NBL superstar playing college football in America. Sorry, playing college basketball in America to making suits. What was it like playing college basketball in the USA?
It was interesting.
Where'd you play?
Kansas. So middle of America. There's an interesting story. My first day there, I was what they call red shirt, and I was playing against this 6'7" black guy from Chicago. And the team was training down one end, and me and him were going one-on-one at the other end. And we're like, oh, well, let's play. And so I beat him first to 11, 7 games in a row. So in the end, he ended up getting the shits, to be honest. And